Okay, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to another DreamWorks movie review. I want to apologize. I have not been getting these uploaded. Yeah, I've not been getting them uploaded, like every week, like I have been doing. And I do want to apologize for that. And the reason why I've not been getting them uploaded every week is because, well, number one, we've been getting the house ready, cleaned up, and all. I've been straightening it out because my dad is going to be bringing home he's a friend of him, which possibly will be a girlfriend, is coming over. So I've been trying to help him with the house and all that. And number two, I have been not feeling good in the last few weeks. Like, it has been bad. Like, I think something's wrong with my medication. I don't know. I'm going to have to go to the doctor. Like, it is bad. They're saying maybe it's because of Danielle. Because, well, my dad's had some rough things in the past with his girlfriends and all that. But, but personally, this has been going on for a little while. I actually do want to do a video separately talking about that. Because I do still want to do videos, but they might be kind of, a bit split apart a bit, not as frequently, because things are kind of crazy right now. Like I said, I'm not feeling good. I'm going to try to see if getting some fresh air might help. I probably shouldn't walk outside at night, but I figured, I'm not, like, too concerned about it. Plus, walking during the day, it's getting to where it's going to be super hot out, so I'm also doing this video outside, because, well, it's DreamWorks, I usually have nighttime sounds playing in the background, so I figured why not do that. Yeah. But, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about what's been going on. I will talk more about it later, but right now I'm not going to worry about it much. I will say that, if you guys haven't already, you guys know the drill. If you guys want to be notified for future reviews and other content, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1K subs in the future, because if I do that, I keep saying it, and I promise you guys it'll happen. It'll be a super reward video. Now, I don't know if it'll come out right off the bat or not, but I promise you guys I will give you guys a super reward video, because I did give you guys one for 500 subs. I did do that. And I promise I will give you guys more reward videos, but like I said, everything's been crazy. But also, if you guys want to follow me, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, There, I've been kind of, keeping up with stuff. And also, I have, I'm going to say this too, because I confirmed, I've got kind of things straightened out a little bit. I'm also doing DaVinci art too now. Now, that's for an older audience. That's going to be for an older audience. Instagram and Twitter, well, that's where I'm going to be keeping posts for updates. Where YouTube's kind of more for an older audience too. Unless your kids are your kids watching it, then that's fine too. But yeah, that'll be on there. But that's but for DaVinci art, that's for other people. So I usually make stuff for other people, so for characters and all that, so yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'll continue doing that forever or not, but I figured I'll bring that up, because that's what I'm doing right now. So you guys can follow me on DaVinci art, too. It's called, like, Lady Dashell, that's what it's called, so it's got a similar profile to this. I think I gave it a different color, I can't remember, though. I eventually want to go and change my profiles for some of my accounts so they look a little bit different, but I'll wait on that. I'll probably keep the same one on YouTube, though, but that said, though, that's pretty much all I have to say here. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this now. Let's go ahead and talk about our next, DreamWorks review, Trolls World Tour. Yep, this is the second Trolls movie in the franchise. There's a third one as well. And then apparently I think that here they're making a fourth one too. So they're turning this into like a franchise. So I guess it's gonna be the next like Shrek, Madagascar, and How to Train Dragon, because Well, I guess Shrek's coming back, but Madagascar, I think, finished their trilogy. They did have one more movie planned. I don't know if I talked about that, but they did. I think it was going to have them return to, like, Africa. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to return to, they have them returning to Africa. I don't know. Which I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, they kind of finished the movie off pretty good on with them. The whole point of the Madagascar movies is them trying to get back to New York, but I didn't feel like they wrapped it up to where they didn't necessarily need a sequel. So I mean, a sequel could work to that movie. I hate movies that have sequels that don't feel like they need them, or they have sequels to something, where like, or they have a sequel to something that's already been wrapped up, like Toy Story 4, for example. Toy Story 4 was wrapped up; it didn't need a sequel, But these movies can work with a sequel. So, speaking of sequels, does this movie work as a sequel? Because, I mean, the first movie was good, but I don't think it was great. Like, I thought it was good, but not my favorite. So is it good, or is it bad, or is it meh? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this movie is getting meh. And it's also getting 43 points. Yeah, 43 points. So, yeah, this movie, honestly, this movie was very close to getting a bad for me. This movie was very close to getting a bad. Now, I'm gonna clarify, too, I don't want to, shit talk on this franchise and all that, because, I mean, unlike, like, Open Season and all that, this movies can be very good, and I want to clarify, I have not seen, like, after Croods, I have not seen most of those films. I've seen them, I did see Kung Fu Panda 4 in the theaters, but for the most part, I've not seen those films. So I don't want to say if the sequels are all very good or not, because there's a third one, like I said. This one, though, this one is definitely very weak compared to the other ones. And like I said, it was very close to getting a bad. Like, I was thinking of giving this one a bad when I did a reaction to it. Because like I said, I do reactions to these videos. Which is kind of why they're also taking longer, but they're not taking that much longer. I've actually did 2 of them last week. Actually, over the weekend, I did the Croods: The New Age. I decided to go ahead and watch that movie again, because I have not seen that one, in a while. And I gotta say, yeah, that one was probably a good thing to really watch, because there was a lot of things I forgot in that one, but I'll talk about that movie later. But this one, on the other hand, this one is one we're talking about, and this one was very close to getting a bad. The thing is, though, it's a very pretty movie. Like, it's very pretty. Like, it is a gorgeous movie. Like, DreamWorks goes way out on their animation. Now, for a while there, they kind of felt standard. They kind of felt like another Pixar or Blue Sky, Blue Sky Studios and all that, or Sony Pictures Animation, where their animation kind of blended in a little bit. I mean, I guess Sony, all studios, I think, have a little bit different style. Like, you can tell the animation looks a little bit different. Well, maybe not Blue Sky. Blue Sky, I think, had, like, a similar art style to, like, it had a similar, CGI art style to Pixar, but Sony's, CGI animation looks a little bit different. DreamWorks was kind of like it felt more like the character models, you could tell was a DreamWorks movie for humans and all that, but like their CGI kind of looked a little bit about the same as Pixar and all that. It wasn't until like the 2010s when they started experimenting more with the human designs, made them look more, unique and not as ugly looking. I mean, not all the humans looked ugly, but a lot of them did. And then they. Not only they did that, but they also, got better at their animation, too. Like, this movie looks really good. This movie is really good looking. Like, it really is. Like, it is really good looking. And what I've heard from, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, I hear that movie looks really good, too. So I can't wait to watch that one, because I hear it's actually a very good movie. That said, this one, though, although it looks very good, the whole plot is not that great. Like, it is not that great. It's very bare bones. Like, they're really, it's basically the trolls just singing, and fucking dancing throughout the damn movie, dicking around, singing and dancing, I mean, it's a musical, it's a musical movie, like the first one, Like the first one had a plot, it was about them going to this, other land where there was kidnapped trolls. It had a nice villain in it, and it was a love story. Like it did a cool thing where it retold a story about Cinderella in a way. I mean, it wasn't completely like that, but they made like Cinderella references and all that. That was really cool, This one, there's not really much of a plot. It's about this troll villain. She's like, I kind of like her like idea of a villain, but like her just going and stealing all these strings and all that. She wants to steal all these strings and all that with her guitar and take over everything. It feels like a good idea on paper, but it feels like it's so in your face that it's like look at this. She's a rock and roll troll. She plays music and all that, which is cool. Like I like the idea of her, but I just don't really like her much as a villain. And the thing is though, she's not like an awful villain. I don't think she's awful. She's just not as interesting as the villain in the first movie, and then past DreamWorks villains. I mean, I do like her better than Trolls, which was a past movie. The villain in that movie, he was very generic. Felt like he was thrown in out of nowhere. This one, she's in the movie. She plays a big part of the movie, but she doesn't play a big enough a part where like it matters. Like in the final act and all that, when when she hypnotizes people, it turns them into rock and roll zombies. I kind of don't feel like they do that a lot. Like it feels very rushed. It doesn't feel like I kind of wish she had more to shine. Before she got defeated. I kind of hate that and all that. And then another thing I fucking hate about this movie is fucking Poppy. God, Poppy is so annoying. Like I fucking hate Poppy. She's an absolute idiot in this movie. Like she's a fucking idiot. I mean, she's made some stupid decisions in the first movie, but she's doing the same shit she did in the first movie in this movie. She's basically like, trying to like trust people that are not, that may not be trusted and all that, and she's also leaving her kingdom, like she did in the first movie. The first movie, she did the same thing. She's not listening to her friend, I forgot his name, I don't remember his name, the grumpy, we'll just call him the grumpy troll, he has a crush on Poppy and all that, she kind of treats him like shit, she ignores everything he has to say, which gets him into trouble and all that, and apparently everybody is fucking like, everybody's trying to make it look like she's the good person here and doing the right thing when she's doing the wrong thing. I mean, they do like split apart, but like at the end of the movie, her father is like praising her and all that for doing this shit and all that. And I'm just like, he shouldn't be praising, her for doing all this stuff, because yeah, she saved the day, but she risked a lot of lives and all that too. She did. She'd risked a lot of lives just to, like, do all this. So it just feels kind of annoying, And honestly, the whole part where, like, the grumpy troll guy, confesses to her, it feels like it's rushed too, like, it's very rushed, It's possible that I think maybe COVID could have messed this up, because this movie released in COVID here, To be fair, though, I mean, it would have already been, I guess, in production, but, like, I don't know, it just feels like the movie feels rushed, it feels very rushed. But I guess to be fair, it would have taken probably a couple years to actually make the movie, so I don't know why it would feel rushed. But it does. It feels like the ending and all, it feels very rushed, and like it doesn't feel like it it feels like there should have been more to it, and it just kind of sucks, So yeah, it's just kind of annoying, it's very annoying. But that said, though, I do really like the songs in this one. I mean, some of them are kind of stupid and in your face. But like they, I don't know who let the dogs out in there and all, so they kind of just do this thing where they remix, songs and all that instead of coming up with new ones. But a lot of them, I think, are original, and I really do like that, but I mean, I don't mind characters singing other songs sometimes, but a lot of these songs kind of feel like they're just like they're used too much and all, and they kind of overstayed their welcome at times, you know. But I do like how the grumpy troll, guy, just some people are gonna get mad at me, but I don't remember his name. I really don't. I like how he points that out, so it's kind of funny. But even he's not as memorable there. But I do like he does have some memorable moments. So he does, like, he has, like, when they're in this balloon, he has all these, like, steaks in his bag and all that. And I was pissed when Poppy fucking threw him out the damn balloon and all, because the last time, they got caught and all. But that's the thing, though. It's just between her and then the villain and then the rushed ending and all that. I feel like this movie kind of just feels like it drags a bit. But that said, though, the reason why I gave it a meh and 43 points is because, like, it has very good songs and it's very pretty. Like, it is very pretty, But it's just not that good compared to the first one. And like I said, it was very close to getting a bad. But this stuff right here saves the movie, and makes it still watchable. But this is one of those movies I probably wouldn't come back to anytime soon. Now, I probably would watch it over Troll. Not Trolls, I'd watch it over, Turbo, but because Turbo was in another situation where it was very close to getting a bad, I think, too. I don't remember what score I gave it, but yeah, it was very close to getting a bad. I think I know, like, did I give it a bad? I can't remember if I gave it a bad or not, I don't know. But it was also very forgettable, too, with a few scenes in there that were nice, but I don't know, but that's pretty much all I have to say about this movie. There's just not a lot to talk about, and that's the thing, though. There's also no comment question, because I couldn't think of one to add in this movie, I just couldn't think of one, because, it just doesn't feel like I would have any. I feel like a lot of comment questions I would ask for this would be, people would probably say the same thing, like, which movie's villain is better? They would probably say the first one. Or, like, which, or I guess I could have asked maybe which movie had a better soundtrack, but I don't know. I kind of want to wait till we get to the third movie first to see what's going on there. But, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I just don't like this movie as much as, the first one. I like the animation better and all that, but the plot is just not as good as the first one. That said, though, that's pretty much all I have to say here. So, if you guys, can leave your own thoughts in the comments below. And I guess we'll see if Trolls 3 is better. Hopefully it's better, because I want it to be good, but we'll have to see. But we still have a ways to go before we get to that. But anywho, see you guys later. Bye-bye.